Good morning everyone, welcome back. My name is Stuart and this is Stuart's and Stitches here in Flosstube. This is Flosstube number 52 and I'm coming to you on this Sunday the 7th of December 2025. So, that's us well into December now. Christmas is just round the corner. What's that? If this is the 7th, 18 days away. Can you believe it? Anyway, welcome to all of you who follow me on a regular basis. Lovely to spend more time with you again. To my new subscribers, and there has been again a wee uptick, so thank you for that. Welcome. I hope you continue to enjoy what I'm sharing with you. And anybody who's new to the channel just stumbled across this baldy-headed boy talking about stitching here in Scotland. Welcome. I hope you like what I share with you. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Always good to hear that, to see that, know that you're enjoying it. And if you want to see more on a regular basis, then think about subscribing and hitting the, ringing the bell, they say, ringing that bell. And then you get notified when I post, which tends to be each week, usually on a Sunday, unless I'm going to be to a retreat or some such fun. What have we got outside today? It's a bit grey, it's dreich, damp underfoot. It's been wet overnight, I think, so it's a kind of typical wet Scottish winter. I could do with some nice cold sunny days. However, fingers crossed it'll come. So, what else have we to talk about just now before we move on? Yes, if you want to get in touch with me in any way, then there's email, which is stuartsandstitches@gmail.com. You'll also find me on Instagram under Stuarts and Stitches, and you can message me on there if you want to. And on TikTok as well. I generally post my temperature stitching on both Instagram and TikTok on a daily basis. Talking of temperature stitching, I consolidated my week's worth from TikTok into one video yesterday and put that up as a wee Flosstube extra in case you wanted to see a week's worth of my temperature stitching. You will see the actual pieces today. To the side, I'm just looking to them down to the side of me to my left. And comments. Comments are always good. Down below, please. Drop a comment. Let me know what you're working on while you're watching. Any questions you want to ask me and all that good stuff. Talking of questions, we have the list of questions now for Carl. And that'll be, we're going to record that, when are we recording that? I'm trying to picture on the calendar downstairs. I don't think it's this coming week, I think it's next week we're going to record that, and then we'll, if it's suitable, I will upload it. I think it'll be fine. It'll just be rather entertaining, I think. So there's that to look forward to. Let's say comments below are always good, so thank you. Thanks for all the comments from last week's video. Much appreciated. I enjoyed reading all of them and replying back to you. So thank you for taking the time for that. So I'm keep looking at my notes just to make sure I'm staying in order because I wandered last week, so I just want to make sure everything, yes, I'm mentally ticking off as we go along. Keep on track. Stay in my lane, as they say. No, I'm never very good at that. I do like to go wandering. So, what have we got today? We've got some whips, as always. We've got a fully finished object. That is exciting. There's a giveaway to talk about. That's even more exciting. A wee bit of plans, and I think that'll probably cover it for today. So let's see how we get on. So in the whips, it's the usual. First up will be temperature stitching. And if you're new to the concept of temperature stitching or the way I am doing it, my temperature stitching is I take 10 projects and assign them the numbers 0 to 9. Each day I'll have a look at the BBC weather app and see what the high is for today. And then the last digit of that, if it's double digits, with single digits, then it's just that digit. That tells me what I will stitch today. And generally I will either put 100 stitches in, or I will put about an hour's worth of stitching in if I'm not counting the stitches, because an hour's worth would give me about 100 stitches or thereby. What else is there to say on that? I will stitch in the project until either I get fed up with it, or I reach a logical stopping point and I think, okay, it's time to rotate, or until it's finished. I've had a couple of finishes recently, as you will have seen, which has been tremendous, so I'm very happy with that. And one of them is now sitting downstairs, and I'll tell you more about that in a wee minute. Is that all I want to say on that? Yes, it is. Oh, and today is 9, so today is going to be Aurora Cabin, which I'm quite looking forward to. I do like that piece. So, let's make a start on the temperature stitching. These are in no order, they're just as they're sitting next to me. So first off the plate, we have this lovely one by Rosewood Manor. This is Autumn Quakers. And I'm down in this kind of second row, and I've started this beast at the end here, this big daddy at the end. So it's lovely, lovely colours. There's the Valdani threads, taken as they come off the spool. These came in little balls, and I decided, okay, that's going to annoy me because they'll just collapse in. So I wound them and on using a floss winder that I have, and then just snipped them and put them onto my floss drops. Nice sand ones. And that works well for me. And these I use these just as they come off. There's they're 3-ply. It's not the DMC, which is 6. These are 3. And I just use that, and I'm using 28 count linen, and it goes through it lovely. When it comes to the back stitch, Karen, the designer, recommends using 1 strand, so I shall go with the recommendation and see how I got on with that. Anyway, enough rabbiting, let's see what it looks like. It's a bit loose because I've just slackened the frame off a bit. But here's, here we are. Here's where we are. So I worked these 2 leaves here this week to get my stitching done. So that's this motif started now. Oh, and saying that, inadvertently it was started some time ago because these 2, well, no, sorry, this belongs to it as well. It's attached to the whatever the vines or whatever it is that joins them all together. But if I pull it back, you can see the full thing in all its beauty. It's lovely. I love the colours and the variegation in the threads. So that's Autumn Quakers. I think that's one of my favourites in my temperature stitching. I just love the colours. And it's nice, and you can do a wee motif for it's almost like a wee finish. Although there's still another leaf to do to finish that little bit off. But nonetheless, I'm very happy with how that's progressing. So that's Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor, being stitched on 28 count linen. I think it's I don't know what it is. I think it's probably a sparklies. Is it? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember now. It's that long ago since I started it. And using the called for Valdani threads, I'm stitching over 2. So there you go. That's Autumn Quakers. Let's put that to the side. In this chart and its threads. Right, next up we have Aurora Cabin, which is going to get worked on later today. So this is a Dimensions Gold collection kit, a very well known one. Lots of people have stitched this. It's a lovely, lovely one. I do like it. So I'm using everything that's provided in the kit. So it's 16 count Ada, and it's all the threads, the Dimensions threads. And I'm just using them as it's called for. So it's, you know what they're like. 1 thread, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 even in some places in this one. And it's half stitch and full cross, and there's a stray needle there trying to get me. Naughty, naughty needle. Right, so here's where we are. So basically what I did this week was there were some gaps here that I filled in and just stretched out along. So when I pick up today, I'm probably going to just kind of try and, I would say square that off, although it's more like rectangle that off, but I don't think that's quite the phrase one uses. So here's where we are. It's looking good. I'm loving all the blues. The blue is one of my favourite colours. So that's coming along nicely. And as I say, that'll get stitched on a wee bit more today, another 100 into that today. So I'll just put that back in there. I don't need to put it too far away though, because it'll begin into a hoop and up onto my stand for later on. I'll just put that in there to keep it tidy and ready for action. Right, next up. Oh, I forgot to tell you how often. So Aurora Cabin came out once. That came out last Monday. Autumn Quakers was last Sunday. Aurora Cabin got 159 stitches, because I'm counting that one. And Quakers got an hour. So next one up is the Quilting Bee from the Blue, well, it's Quilting Bee from the Blue Flower. There's no article for Quilting Bee. It came out for 2 days, so I get 2 hours worth of stitching. Let's see if I can actually remember where I stitched on it. So this is being stitched using the called for threads, over dyed threads, which is a mixture of classic colourworks and gentle art. And these are they. Nice colours. That is the design in question. As I say, I think I've told you before, I saw one of my friends stitching this at the Scottish Stitching Retreat many years ago. And I thought, oh, I quite like that. And so I'm now stitching it. I've been stitching it for years. Therein lies the problem. I'm just taking the chart off. So this was my first foray into 40 count linen as well, this piece, as I've said before. I find I'm repeating myself a lot on these, so I hope you don't get bored hearing the same thing week in, week out. But here we are. So here's the quilting bee. So what did I do? I finished off that motif up there, and then I've started on the wings. So she'll soon not be flying in circles anymore, so we'll be balancing out the wing. So as this comes out over the next few days, I'll just be filling in the wing here, and then we can start bringing the border along and fill in the wee motifs, and there's a finish in sight almost, which is exciting. So I'll keep this going probably until it finishes, because it is a doable thing. I suspect this will finish in 2026. Not before time either. I don't even know when I started. Did I write on here when I started this? No, I didn't. I thought I had. It was before we moved the computers and things through to the front of the house. So I was still in the back bedroom, which is now the sewing room. And that would have been, well, it was during lockdown when I was working from home that we moved everything through here. So there we are. That's the quilting bee from the blue flower. Stitched in 40 count, using the called for threads, 1 strand of thread over 2 of linen. And it's coming on nicely. Let me just put everything back together on it, because we don't want to lose anything. Just put everything back on, courtesy of the needle minder. There we go. And the threads. Don't lose the threads, Stuart. They're a bit essential. And then a piece came out that hadn't been out for a while. And Tanky came out the end of last week, and it's been out a couple of times this week as well. And that's our old friend, the Scary Sampler, from Heartstring Samplery. This is the one with all the references to bits and pieces. So there's Bleak House, which is a quote on it. I will die here where I have walked, and I will walk here though I am in my grave. A very cheerful thought. We've got the number 42 from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I don't know where 42 is, and I can't remember now. I usually have to look. I'm looking now and I still don't see 42, but I'm sure it's there somewhere. Oh yes, you can barely see it, but it's kind of up just above the house, just above the cat's tail. And there are all sorts of references to pop culture in it. It's a fascinating piece to look at. So, what did I do this week on it? I finished the coffin and the skeleton. I'm now working on the grass underneath, as you will see when I fold it. This great art of wrangling one's fabric to show in Flosstube. Here we are. So, and there's a needle. So I finished the coffin and I stitched the skeleton on it. You wouldn't think the skeleton had been stitched because it's almost the same colour as the fabric surrounding it. And then I've started bringing the grass along that the coffin is lying on. So there's another wee coffin along here with a doggy in it. It's a cheerful one, this. It really is. So this is being stitched 1 over 2 and 36 count XG design fabric, known as Rustic Drab. You know my thoughts on that name. The most exciting name of fabric. You were just dying to grab that off the shelf when you saw that name, weren't you? And it's using the over-dyed threads that are recommended, which are in here, funnily enough. There they are. Now I know 1 or 2 of you have started this based on having seen my one, so I hope you're getting on well. Do let me know in the comments, drop me a wee note saying if you've started it and how you're finding it. I enjoy this. Not so much I want to work on it constantly, but I like bringing it out of my temperature stitching and getting a bit of progress. So there it is, Scary Sampler from Heartstring Samplery. Is that Beth? Beth Twist? I'm sure it is. It is, yes. So that's nice. So that came out twice. And that's the temperature stitching for the day. That's it all done. Well, that's it all shown to you. Right, the other regular piece that I work on, which, if you hang on just a second, I shall retrieve from its hiding place. My other regular piece I'm working on is from Stitches So Beautiful, and it's Frost and Velvet, this lovely Santa. It's very appropriate, given yesterday was the feast of St. Nicholas, Bishop of Myra, who was the original Santa Claus. He was a bold man. There's one legend where he rose up and boxed Arius's ears at the Council of Nicaea for spouting heresy. The pawnbroker's balls are due to Nicholas throwing 3 bags of money into through into the bedroom window to stop somebody selling off their girls to raise some money because they were poor. And there are very many legends attributed to St Nicholas, which are great fun. And if you like music, Benjamin Britten wrote a cantata called St Nicholas, which is great fun to sing. I sang that years and years ago when I was in the Choral Society in Dumfries. Anyway, we digress. This is Frost and Velvet, and I'm working on this every week for about 500 stitches. So at the moment, so far, this is from Stitches So Beautiful, by the way. We are at, 8,287 stitches out of 360,000, giving me a total of 2.3% complete. The designer, or the artist, is Mystic Vision Gallery, and it's 600 by 600 using 176 colours. And it's lovely. If you like Stitches So Beautiful stuff, one, she has a sale on, which I'll put details of down below, and 2, she's offering a free chart every day for the 25 days of Christmas, well, 25 days leading up to Christmas. The chart goes up at midnight, and I think that Valerie's time at Stitches So Beautiful, and then it comes down and is replaced by another chart, and they're lovely, and they are very cute. So if you're interested in things like that, go and join the group, the Stitches So Beautiful group on Facebook, and you get a free chart every day, which is magic. And they're decent size as well. It's not just rubbish you're getting. For example, here's one. Let me show you. View mock-up. There's a cute little ornament style thing. Oh, there it is. Let it snow. That's rather nice, isn't it? That's my pattern keeper. And the dimensions of that one, for example, that's 195 by 194 using 114 colours. So it's not insignificant. Anyway, that's neither here nor there at the moment. What you're interested in is what I stitched. So here we are. This has been stitched on 28 count gridded even weave, 1/1 with CXC threads, and here's where we are. So I've now finished 2 pages. I've just loosened it in the Q-snap a wee bit, that's all. I'll tighten it back up again when I put it back in the stand later today. So I finished page 2 this week, so I'll be ready to start page 3 now. But it's looking so good. Bring it in. Is it going to? You can still see the detail there. You see the hand, which is wrapped around the crook or the crozier. And it's the detail. I keep saying it. I love this. The ermine lining on his cuff, the rings in his fingers. Just everything in this so far. The detail is lovely. So that'll begin worked on later today and probably tomorrow for 500 stitches. I've got a quiet day tomorrow. Carl's decided he's wanting to go into Edinburgh to watch Kill Bill. Was it the whole bloody thing it's called? So it's the volumes 1 and 2 run as a 4-hour showing at the cinema. He said, "You coming?" I said, I'm not sitting through that. I'd fall asleep. I can barely sit through a 2-hour film, let alone a 4.5-hour compilation. So he's going into Edinburgh tomorrow to go and watch that, and I shall sit and stitch at home, quite happily and quietly. That'll be nice. What else is I saying about Santa? I've got a wee Frost and Velvet. Yep, that's that done. And the other piece I worked on, you'll remember last week I talked about my doubts on whether to start Winter White Santa from Mirabilia on the piece of fabric I had, and I asked what you thought about 1.5-inch margins. It was a mixed view, but the overall slant was towards, yeah, should be fine. If there's a problem, you can always stitch some fabric round it when it comes to framing it. I love your optimism, by the way, that you think it's going to get to the stage of being framed. It will one day happen, I'm sure, but not soon. Anyway, excuse me, I must take a wee drink. So, this is the piece in question. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece. This is the 100th chart that Nora did under Mirabilia. And it's stunning. So, I decided to go ahead. I didn't use the fabric that I was showing you last week. I used another one instead because I had a colour consult with Carl and we decided to do something else. So what I've done, he did suggest very wisely to do a centre start and work out. So that's exactly what I did. I was a good boy. I did what I was told. So here we are. A nice piece of 28 count opalescent fabric from Sparklies. And here's my start. I started this on Tuesday. I'm quite pleased how it's looking. This here is one of the edges plus 10 because there's some beading goes out. So if I add 10 onto that, it is 1.5 inches. So my centre start's fine. So I'm quite happy with that. My sums were obviously correct. So I'll bring it in, let you see how it's looking so far. I'll probably bring it out the other side if I keep working on it this coming week. You'll notice I said if. This is a quite intense stitching on it to get to this stage. But it's been good, I've enjoyed it. And it's nice fabric, you can see the sparkle on it. I think it's going to look lovely on this. It's all kind of blues and greens and it's just nice. And I do like opalescent fabric these days. I used not to be so keen about it. Now, oh yeah, can't get enough. And this down here is Petite Treasure Braid, which is the substitution for the cranic that I got from Arts and Designs. And what I'm doing with that is I'm stitching the bottom. I feel it's slightly thinner than cranic, so I stitch the bottom leg with one strand, and then the top leg I do twice. So it's like 2 strands. So what I'm doing basically is I've got two needles running. So I've got one with 1 strand and one with 2 strands on it. So I do 1 strand till it runs out, and then I go over it and cross it with the other needle with 2 strands on it. And it gives a nice effect, I think. The coverage looks good. I just feel that 1 strand is slightly too thin. So that's Winter White Santa from Mirabilia. So I'm very happy with that and how that's coming on. And I'm using the called for DMCs, which are here on my floss drops, all sorted. Love the reds. I love the contrast in the colours in this with the kind of whites and got a wee tangle going on at the bottom here. What's going on there? It goes sorted with the whites, the greys, and the dark greens, and then this brilliant shots of red coming through. It's lovely. I'm just doing my favourite thing here on my finger through my threads. It's not quite satisfying with that, isn't there? Just getting all the knots out. I suppose you ladies, when you're brushing your hair, if you've got long hair, this must be what it's like. Yeah, I don't have that problem really. My hair is but a distant memory. There. So talking of Santas and Christmassy things, our house is now decorated. My Christmas elf, aka Carl, got real busy yesterday and the tree is now up and the decorations are all done, which is great. Still get tangles down here. What's going on? Come on, there. Be good. That's it, sorted. So the tree is up, the decorations are up, and it's looking lovely downstairs. I'm very happy with what he did yesterday. So is he, I think, though he'll never say it. So I took some pictures, and I'll share them here probably at this point. Let me just put this threads down. What point are we at? 23 minutes. So 23 minutes for pictures. And let you see what he did yesterday. He always does a good job. All I do is bring it in from the garage, sit it down, and then I just take myself out of the way for a while. My job yesterday was cleaning the dining room table and sorting out the candelabra on it, and sort of cleaning them up and replacing the candles. So that's all done. I'm happy with that. We have our different duties and we work very well around each other. Right, so that's all the whips for the week. That's not bad, 25 minutes. So I mentioned a fully finished object. Let me just get it from the side of me. So, some time ago, I finished the front of the... this is basically as a cushion. So this is a Christmas present for the wee lassie next door. You may remember me stitching this. It's a mermaid. It's Letters from a Mermaid by Nora Corbett, and it's E. So I've finally turned it into a cushion. A very fat, plump cushion at that, by the way. I was worried it's kind of puckering the edges a bit, but I just keep pulling. It will eventually settle, I think. This is the cushion in question. So I'm very, very pleased with this finish. As you can see, it's a very, very plump, fat little cushion. And there's the back, nice mermaid fabric on the back. I did it as an envelope cushion. I stuffed a cushion pad in it. So this is basically, it's 18 by 18. No, that's not true. It's 10 by 10 with a 12 by 12 cushion in it just to make it plump. I still need to do a bit more work on it to try and get it into these corners. It's not playing ball with that. It's alright, sort of alright out at the top, but not so much. So I thought this mermaid fabric would be ideal in the back. And then we have this lovely thing. It's stitched in it's a 32 count opalescent fabric. I think this is from Crafty Kate. And it's all the call for over dyed threads and beads by the bucket load. And I'm very happy with how that turned out. And as you can see, it's very generously stuffed. But it'll sit nicely in a wee chair or as a wee pillow in our bed for during the day. So I'm happy with how that's turned out. So the other thing I have to finish off now is her mother's one, which is going to be a book cushion. So I might get around to that this week. So now I've shown you that, I can hand this over to Carl for wrapping. He does all the wrapping. And he's very good with sellotape. Hell mend you if you get a parcel for Carl. She's trying to get into that. It's a challenge. Anyway, I'm very happy with that finish. I do like how it looks. Now when the light catches it in the sunlight, it does sparkle nicely. So, happy days. Right. Okie doke, what have we got next? Oh yes, we're doing giveaways next. So, and this giveaway, one of the giveaways is also Stitchy Kindness as well, which we'll talk about in a second. So why am I doing a giveaway? Well, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I tipped over the 5,000 subscriber mark, which I was absolutely gobsmacked at. I can't believe 5,000 of you have subscribed to see this wee Scottish boy talking about stitching on a weekly basis. But you did, and I'm so grateful to you, so thank you for that. I hung on for a few weeks just to make sure it stayed there. So it's not worse than doing a giveaway for a milestone like that and you suddenly find you've dipped below it again. But no, we're comfortably above, so I'm happy. I feel safe. So, first giveaway, there's going to be 2. So the first one it's going to be a lavender and lace chart that I'm never going to do. So it's never been touched apart from to be looked at. Now let me get it out. I'm taking notice also of what my words are going to be. So this one is called White Lace from Marilyn Leviton Blue. So there we go, that's the key. And what white lace looks like is that. At one point I had the crazy ambition, I thought I could do all the lavender and lace brides. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So I thought, well, there's no point in sitting on my shelf if I'm not going to do it. Somebody might enjoy doing this. So we'll do this as a giveaway. And I've got some of the threads, I'll probably put some of the DMC threads in with it as well. So if you're interested in this, the keyword is lace, L-A-C-E. And you can either just leave that bit itself or work it into a sentence or just drop it at random into a comment. And the random comment picker will pick you out. Maybe, if you're lucky. So that's lavender and lace, white lace as our giveaway. And the keyword for that is lace. So if you're interested in that, you know what to do. So usual rules apply. 18 or over, please, so that I can request your address. Let me think. Yes, I won't restrict it. It's worldwide. I'll post wherever you are. It will arrive if you win it. So that's fine. Don't use the word giveaway at all in the comments. I will delete your comment for that. We don't want any trolls. I want this to be for you who have accompanied me on this journey and made it so much fun for me. What else is there? It's not connected to Flosstube YouTube in any way or fashion. I don't know if I have to say that or not, but just to make sure, this is not in connection with or endorsed by or whatever, supported by or whatever, by YouTube or Flosstube or anything like that. This is just me doing a giveaway because I'm very happy to have reached 5,000 subscribers. I think that's it. for that one. Yep, that's it. So the usual rules, you know the drill. You've all been there before. So that's the first one. Now the second one, last Monday morning when I woke up and was checking my emails, Rachel from Talking Dog Stitchery had emailed me to congratulate me on my 5,000 subscribers. She said, would you like a book of days to give away? And I thought, yes, please, how kind. So on Friday morning, it popped through the letterbox. So this is the 2026 Book of Days, kindly donated to the channel by Rachel of Talking Dog Stitchery. I will link her down below, who I'm hopeful, I think, might be coming to our March retreat. So I look forward to meeting her there at the Scottish Stitching Retreat. So there's the Book of Days. This is a lovely book. I've seen lots of people using this. So you see there's that word, musings. So a wee bit for your notes at the start of the month, or whatever you want to use it for. There's daily blocks for you to write, put stickers in, or do whatever one does. There are quotes up there. For example, that's the favourite one. Kindness is the highest form of intelligence. So says Wayne Teasdale. There's some notes and more quotes at the bottom. So there's one of these for every month. There's a two-page spread every month. It's in the centre. I suspect no centrefolds, so don't get excited. So we have July in the centre, month 7. And then, so it repeats, that's all the way through. There's bits and pieces at the back. So you've got pages for friends, retreats, projects and other amusements. Advanced planning for 2027. My God, how am I saying 2027? We're not even out of 25 yet. And then there's, if you want to do a wee bit of charting yourself, there's a page for that. And it's lovely, it's nice quality paper, feels robust, lovely cover. And this can be yours. So if you're interested in this, the key word is book. So, the book 2026 Book of Days for needlework enthusiasts, it says in the bottom. And the picture on the front is Alice Walker, age 13, from 1822. So I say, if you're interested in that, the word to use is book. And again, anywhere in the world, unrestricted. We'll just send it out. It won't be, none of these will be tracked or anything. It'll just be put in the post, and fingers crossed, it will arrive safely. I'll do the draw next Sunday for this, so as I can get it into the post in the hope. Certainly if you're in the UK, it should arrive before Christmas. If you're elsewhere in the world, it will arrive. Fingers crossed. Right, I think that's all for the giveaways. And you know the rules that I've just gone over, so don't use, the key one, don't use the word giveaway, and be over 18 so as I can get your address, please. Right, I think that's everything for that. So, and again, thank you so much. It means a lot to me that you come and join me every week, and you're enjoying what I share and what I rabbit on about with my bletherings every week. Plans for the coming week? Well, it's just more of the same. Temperature stitching, frost and velvet, and AN other to be decided. Will it be Winter White Santa? I'm not sure. I've kind of reached a sort of stopping point on it now. I'm quite happy with where I got to, so do I want to bring out another Christmas project? I don't know. Oh, we shall wait and see. You will find out next week. What else is happening? I'm meeting some friends at the weekend. We're having a wee overnight. And so it's a stitchy friend. So we're having a wee overnight on Friday into Saturday, stitching, and then all day Saturday. So I'm looking forward to that. Nice catch up with them all before Christmas. What else is happening this week? Carl's going into Edinburgh tomorrow. I'm out with some friends I used to work with. We are all now retired from work, from the team I used to work in. So that's good. So looking forward to, well, I'm saying we're all now retired. Some got voluntary redundancy. Others of us retired before that little gift boat rode along. But we are all gentlemen and ladies of leisure now, which is great. So they're coming through to here actually this week, because one of the other people who are joining us, he lives further along the central belt from me, So this is a kind of logical stopping point for us all to meet in instead of combating the Christmas crowds in Edinburgh. So that'll be nice. I can just walk down, get a wee swally with my meal, which I'm looking forward to. So it'll be nice to catch up with them. And other than that, I don't think there's much else planned for this week. No, I think we're all good. So it's a nice pleasant week of stitching and relaxing with friends and spending time with my lovely husband as usual. I think that's everything this week. It was quite short with this week, with 35 minutes. I thought it would be, because there was a fair bit of duplication in the stitching, in the temperature stitching, so I figured that would be the case. I think I'm just looking through my list. Have I talked about everything I want to talk about? I have. So you'll be able to move on swiftly to your other Flosstubers, and there are a lot this year. With Flossmas is good. Who am I watching in Flossmas? I'm watching Michelle at Mama Loves You GB. I'm watching Emily at Crafty Emily. I'm watching Andrew, the running stitcher. And Caroline at Evertotes. Caroline, Off the Grid Needle Arts. And they're all very different, which is great. So I'll pop them down below as well, just as references. Now let me just write them down while I remember. Mama Loves You GB, Emily, Andrew, and Caroline. So they're the 4 I'm watching. There are plenty more out there for the Flossmas, which is great. It's how they do that every day. I mean, for me, it's a struggle every week. Well, it's not a struggle at all, what am I saying? Oh, talking of which, I meant to say this. Santa, my Winter White Santa was my first ever Stitch With Me. If you missed that, you can see, if you look back to the video 2 before this, you'll see my first Stitch With Me, which was I managed to actually rabbit on for 23 minutes, I think. So that was good. That worked out quite well, and people seem, those of you who have watched and commented, you seem to have enjoyed that. So there will be more. I did that as my start for my Winter White Santa, so that was good. So I will do more of those. I've got a full coverage I'd like to start, and it'll be dead easy because it's just pages and pages of 939 at the start of it. So it'll be quite. I could probably rabbit on quite a bit while I'm stitching lots and lots and lots of 939. So keep your eyes peeled for that coming up. And I think that's everything today. I'm just looking down through my notes. Yep, we're good. We're done. So have a good week, everybody. Comments below, please. As always, let me know what you're working on, anything else you want to talk about, or any questions you want to ask me, please do. Again, if you want to get in touch with me, Instagram, you can message me on there, Stuarts and Stitches, or you can get me an email at stuartsandstitches@gmail.com. These will all be down below as well in the description box. And you'll find me on TikTok if you're interested in hearing my dulcet tones during the course of the week when I talk about my temperature stitching at that point. So I think that's the lot. That's us for the week. Have a good week, everybody. I hope you're not too stressed out over Christmas. It is also a season of joy and relaxation, so try and embrace that part of the spirit while you're rushing around getting the turkey in and all the presents. Try and take some time to relax with your needle and thread and just breathe. It always helps. And if a present isn't bought, the world's not going to come crashing down. Hopefully, anyway. As long as it's not for your significant other, don't forget them. I think I'm all done. I think I've one more to wrap for Carl, which is sitting in the sewing room. I'll do that tomorrow when he's out of the way and sneak it under the tree when he's not looking. Right, I'm rabbiting. The blethering has become rabbiting, so time to go. Happy stitching, folks. Have a good week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.